Hello, welcome back to another gaming yap sesh. This is actually a re-recording because the topic I wanted to talk about is actually something I tried talking about a couple days ago, but while playing this game, except this game made me so mad that I just kind of gave up what I was talking about. But now I've upgraded a bit of my weapons and stuff, so hopefully I don't start mauling again. So yeah, right now we're in No Man's Wharf. This is I didn't mean to fire that. Right now we're in No Man's Wharf. It's this little area. It's like Jesus. This little like shipyard area that has induced a lot of rage in me. Not even just recently, but like the first time I played, this was probably one of my least favorite areas to traverse. Just because like um my weapons and armor weren't good enough, and I went here before going to like the actual starting area, which is Forest of Fallen Giants. So I just but I braved through it and I was able to make it. So let's see if I can do that now. So, but today's topic I want to talk about starts off with a little anecdote from 2 days ago. So what happened? I was a bit late to class, and the reason I was late to class was for because of breakfast. I What happened was I wanted to eat breakfast, but it was like we haven't gone grocery shopping in quite a while, and there just wasn't really there just weren't really any options. Like the day after I tried making eggs, but like I accidentally like left some shells in there, so then I just started throwing up, which is why I don't usually make eggs. Yeah, I know it just means my cooking's bad, but shut up. Hello, just come down here, please. Can you not do it like the coward way? Yeah, thank you. I do like the amount of souls these guys drop. That is something I like. Yeah, I forgot. This is why I bought the bow, because there are multiple enemies here. Multiple enemies, mid. You'll get that if you played Valorant before. Wrong weapon equipped. Oh, that's the aim button. Okay. Alright. I can do this. Fuck. Why am I sucking ass right now? Okay, we got this. Yeah, anyways, there wasn't really much to eat for breakfast. I guess I could have made oatmeal or something. I wouldn't have complained. Oatmeal's pretty good. It was like the Quaker apple cinnamon one. And I'm not even gonna make a joke. It's like, oh, oatmeal, because I fuck with oatmeal. Hello. Try to sneak up on me. Throwing knife. Those are actually pretty powerful, at least this early in the game. I got a single one as a joke during the last recording. I just threw it because I thought it would be a funny bit, but it did like 200 damage, which is like more than this sword does. Which is crazy, because like in Dark Souls 3, they do nothing. Also, why do you have so much health? Why do you have more health than the other guys? Oh, hello. Yeah, so there wasn't much to eat, so I figured, you know what? I'm gonna drive to McDonald's, because McDonald's food is pretty cheap. It's like about like, and like so for food I usually like mostly when I'm grocery shopping I use my mom's credit card, or not it's my credit card, but it charges my mom. Um, and it's like kind of an agreement we have, because I don't want her to get charged for like video games I buy and stuff, and that's the stuff that comes out of my own pocket. And even if I'm going to like I'm gonna go to Carl's Jr. or something, or just like a fast food place that's a bit more pricey than if I just were to go to like Trader Joe's and buy some stuff. That also goes out of my own pocket. But I feel like sometimes I'll go to McDonald's and use the credit card just because like the McDonald's food sometimes is just so cheap that it's like it doesn't really feel any different from just like getting something from Trader Joe's. So I decided to go there. I decided to drive there because there's one like it's probably the closest restaurant to our house too, and oh my god, I wish I had my shield. Is that a guy behind me? I saw you. I'll light this real quick. Oh my god, hello. Fuck. At least I got to light the torch. And but anyways, I decided to go to McDonald's. The problem was, out of all days, that day was like the only day, was like the one day where like the traffic light at that intersection decided to stop working. And if you've ever driven a car before, you know what happens when that's the case. It just gets treated like a stop sign. As in, oh, you stop there. If there was a car there on the other side of the stop before you, you let them go. Which is fine when it's just like a residential like city street, because it's like, oh, there aren't many cars driving there anyways. But when it's like an intersection where you kind of need a stoplight for traffic to go faster, it kind of sucks when you're treating it like a stop sign, because it's just you got a bunch of cars going there and it's just like absolutely jammed, and that's just kind of what I had to experience for like 20 whole minutes. Oh my god. I might restart. I think I might restart. Let's see if I can kill this guy. Jesus. No! God damn it. There goes my souls. So you don't need to do the Cupid shuffle on me. So yeah, what happened, the intersection near the McDonald's was just absolutely jammed. And I couldn't do anything about it. And by the time I got to the end of the intersection, I couldn't even turn into the McDonald's because it was a left turn. And like doing a left turn in that scenario is just pointless. You just can't do that at all. So I just gave up. I decided to commit to just like driving further down the street, which was not only further away from our house, but it was also further away from the college I was supposed to be going to. But I was very hungry. I still wanted something to eat. So I just decided to drive down the street until I could like find another place where I can eat cheaply. And fortunately enough, there was a Taco Bell at one point. So I decided to go to the Taco Bell. And hello. That might be a restart as well. Hungarian armor. That looks good though. I might equip that. So yeah, I stop at the Taco Bell and then I get something to eat because they have like a burrito there that's just like very cheap that I could just scarf down and I'll be filled up. So I did that, and then when I was done, I just decided to drive to the college. So at that point, I was like 30 minutes late, and I was very scared because this was like the second day, and it was a class it was a new class, a class that I was like gonna have my first day in. I don't know why I'm not phrasing that correctly. So I was so scared of like what the teacher was gonna say, if like they were gonna be mad or if like I don't know, they were gonna scold me or something. Which, I mean, it's not like in college. By the way, if you're like in high school and you're worried about that happening, it doesn't usually happen. Like college is like way more chill about like tardiness and lack of attendance. Like if you miss all your classes, you're definitely gonna fail. But like you're still gonna fail. But it's like it's kind of like the difference is like the consequence to like missing the consequence of missing like being 15 minutes late to a class in high school is like you get written down and you get like sent to the principal's office. The consequences of being 15 minutes late at college is that you just miss 15 minutes of the lecture. Uh, so it's just kind of up to you. It's like your responsibility. Just like be there as much as possible for the lecture, just so you don't like miss out on important information that the teacher is providing you. Maybe I should pop a human effigy if I don't want to get absolutely like clobbered by these guys. I haven't used one in a while. I only have 4, but that's fine. I'll go back to the fire. So it doesn't naturally refill my health like an ember does, so I just have to do this. So I was late to the class, and I was like very scared of what like the teacher was gonna say. So I head there, I open the door, fingers crossed, and the first thing I hear I hear come out of the teacher's mouth. He wasn't saying this to me. He was saying this to the rest of the class. He said, "I called her a prostitute in class," and then the entire class was just laughing. It shocked me at first. It was like, it was the kind of thing where I just quickly came to the assumption that he was like, oh, he's telling a joke. He's just being funny. Because again, this was a history teacher, and it's just like, it's kind of like a stereotype at this point that like the history teachers are like the cool teachers. They're like the funny teachers. Yeah. So first thing he said was, I called her a prostitute in class, and then the thing he said right after that was, I'm also a racist. So apparently he was just like kind of telling a story about the student he had that was like giving a lot of complaints about him. And hello. Can I clobber you, please? Can I thrash your ass, please? Thank you. Pop a life gem instead of using my Estus. Scimitar. Ooh. I don't have much shortage of those, but what is cool is that I can kind of power stance now. Can you please just... There we go. Eat that. Eat that. I got 15 more. Not even 15 more minutes. I got like 25 more minutes till I gotta leave for class. Because yes, I am filming this like early in the morning. So I'm talking. It's funny because I'm already talking about like being late to class. Now I gotta like film this video like very quickly, or else I'll be late to class again. And it's the same history lecture that I have, which I'm excited for. Because again, funny teacher so far. He was telling a story about a student who was like complaining about him. And he also said there's like this wasn't the same student. It was like another student's like dad. He was just complaining about like how he was like indoctrinating the kid into being a homosexual, which is always funny. I always love hearing like Republicans or just anyone who's like right-leaning complaining about our school system. Not for like solid reasons, as in, oh, the teachers aren't getting paid enough, but it's always just because, oh, they're making our kids gay. They have litter boxes in the classes. I always find that funny. God, okay, what was I going to do? Oh, I was going to equip the scimitar. Because apparently in this game, if you equip 2 of the same weapon... What's the button to do it? Oh, that's cool. That's not what I want to do, though. Why is it not? Why am I not power stancing? Is that just not something that happens? Okay, that's lame. Let's get the bow back then. Okay, we'll go for you first, because I can see you easily. You're in my line of sight. Yeah, get the headshot in. Can you please hurry? I don't have all day. I have a class to show up on time for. Get this guy next. that. There we go. Oh, you're here. It's Diddy and Epstein working together. That was such a bad joke. I only bring that story up just because it kind of reminded me of something that has kind of left my mind for a while, but it's just like history teachers in general and how a lot of them are very interesting. So I just kind of want to talk about just like history teachers I've had in the past. With the first one being, with the first one who I want to talk about being a guy who reminds me a lot of Dr. Crabblesnitch from the game Bully, just as in kind of his demeanor, but mostly just how he looks. Because I don't want to give these teachers actual names or like dox them or anything, but I'll give them like fake names, and then if they look like a certain character, like this guy who looks like not the guy I'm shooting at in Dark Souls, but like the teacher I'm talking about who looks like Dr. Crabblesnitch from Bully, then I will say he looks like Dr. Crabblesnitch from Bully, so you just kind of get a good idea of like who this teacher is. But I say that like with like Dr. Crabblesnitch being a very like or at least the character from Bully being very cruel and strict. And this teacher was kind of that way, but he was more like that in like a very benevolent way, I would say. He was a very interesting person, but I quite liked him. He had a very, he was like very like politically outspoken, because this was a political science class. He had a good reason to be that way. But it wasn't in the like very cringe like MAGA kind of way. It was more so just like, I don't want to say based liberal in the same sentence together, because that also just sounds cringe. But he was very much like, yeah, I guess based liberal is the best way to put it, because I don't know if you gather already, but I do have very left-leaning politics myself. I try not to be super expressive about it, because I am an entertainer at heart, and I like being able to have as many people as possible enjoy the things I do. But I also don't want to like be a fence sitter or just be a completely like soulless person. So yes, I do have a couple values, and they're mostly left leaning. Please don't attack me while I'm healing. Timeout. Oh my god, why stop doing like the backstab animation when you can't land a backstab? That's what I hate about this that's something that kind of bugs me about these games. Is that, like, if you try to do a backstab and then like the enemy dodges last minute, like your character will do the backstab animation, and then hello. Or two of you. The character will do the backstab animation, but then like the backstab won't work obviously because like you're no longer in the right position. But yeah, so yeah, this teacher, he had quite a backstory, and this is like something he's like not, I won't say proud of, but it's something he's very open to sharing with his class, and which is one, he has ADHD, and two, he is a former cocaine addict. Which the ADHD one, that's very self-explanatory. I have ADHD. I'm sure I don't know if a lot of people will watch this because my last one got like 4 views. But like a lot of people I know do have ADHD as well. It's a very common kind of mental illness to have. Let's see, yeah, you're here. And a dog. I'll kill you fast. Oh my god. Dodge, please. I'm just gonna kind of avoid this guy. Light the torch and then just run that way. Oh, there's a dog. Oh no, it's just a guy. Hello. Because the cool thing about this area is a throwing knife. Nice. If you have a torch equipped, then these guys are just gonna cower in fear, which is awesome. So that's what I kind of want. Um, please don't be cringe like that. Pop another life gem. But yeah, he was a former coke addict, and part of like what he has this whole like kind of story about why he did that and like what the consequences were of that. But basically, again, ADHD, and he also had like a kind of broken family. And something you might know about like if you've like ever not even done drugs, but if you even if you just kind of like studied drugs or just like figured out like what the effects of them is that uh, a lot of neurodivergent people often like feel the need to rely on them just to kind of feel, for lack of a better term, normal. Jeez, please, fuck, please land there. Oh my god, this is why I hate this area. Yeah, a lot of neurodivergent people, again, for a lack of a better term, they rely on drugs to feel normal, to like want to feel normal at least, and it is kind of a sad thing. But God, I don't like you. I don't like you. Mm, you make me angry. You make me sick. I'm going back. I'm going back. So especially if you have autism or ADHD, like a very common thing, like is like autistic people kind of want to like will feel the need to drink alcohol to sort of like fit in with other people. If you know like who Joshua Block is, it's a very like well known example. He's an autistic, I guess. I don't know how else to say it, but autistic influencer. Except he doesn't really influence people. There's not that many people like him, but he's a TikTok personality who suffers from autism. Uh, and recently, not even recently, but just like uh, at some point in his life, he developed a kind of habit of drinking alcohol, which is always kind of a sad thing to witness. Uh, and I'm gonna pop some of these souls. I'll use both of them. And it's always kind of a sad thing to witness for to watch someone who has that sort of like thing like autism or ADHD sort of rely on a drug. But that is what happened with my former political behavior teacher. He started. It was like around the time I think it was either late high school or early college for him. He started doing cocaine, and uh, I don't really need your. I don't need your help. I just wanted. Can I wield a rapier? Oh, I can. It's exactly one. That might actually. I might want that. Gonna need a Titanite shard to actually wield it properly. Which I have another. I do happen to have more souls, so I'll do that. I'll use this one, the larger one. Excuse me, 2,000. Ooh. So I'm gonna buy a couple more arrows. Get the wood arrows this time. get like 35 of them. And then I will buy some Titanite shards, or let's see. I'll buy one of them and then I'll use the rest of the money to reinforce my rapier. So that might actually be a good weapon to wield right now. It's a lot of damage. That's one thing. And then just the rest of the souls, just buy more, I guess, arrows. So this teacher, he started doing cocaine in about I think it was like the end of high school. I don't mean to do that. Where is, there we go, the rapier. Okay, this guy already knows where I am, which sucks. Oh my god, don't do that. Oh, he's dead. Cool. That makes things way easier. That's my alarm. I gotta head to college in 10 minutes. And so this guy, he did cocaine from that's a bad direction to roll in. Ooh, he dies in 2 hits now. That's awesome. He did cocaine from early high school to college. I mean, late high school to college, and part of it was that he was on a basketball team while doing so, and he would just like show up to basketball games high, and he'd even like joke about how it's like, oh, like he could have like gone pro if he like didn't do drugs, and eventually I don't know if it was an intervention. I think it was just like the cops found him, but they caught him, and then eventually he just he got sent to federal prison for it, and he had. And again, if you know like what the American prison system is like, he wasn't treated with kindness there. Not even just the inmates, but like the guards. He said there were a couple guards that would like SA him and stuff, and he's kind of developed PTSD from that, and then also. There was just kind of a sort of thing. Again, there's a lot of like, or at least from what I know, there's like I guess race war is the best way to put it. I'm just gonna deal with you fast. There we go. So this is kind of a thing where each day there would be a new person who just kind of gets beaten to death, and who's there? Who goes there? Oh, hello. And eventually, like, he started getting the sense that it was going to be him next. So he kind of figured, as a last resort, even though he didn't get along with his parents, he'd call his parents and then say, like, if you ever wanted to see your son again, you should come get a lawyer, get me out of here. Which is what happened. He was able to get out of prison that way, and it was kind of like under a condition where instead of like being in prison, he just was put on a probation or something. I forget, and let fill up. Oh, filled up a decent amount. Cool. There we go. Can't even reach me. You fool. You need one more? Okay. Show you who's boss. And there's someone here, right? It's you and a dog. So ever since then, he was able to get back to college. And got married to someone. Now he's teaching at a school, which I think is great. It's great to see that, like, it is something you can recover from. Hello. It's great to see that is something you can recover from. And, yeah, he's also a fun teacher. I'm, I'm glad I haven't died, so now these souls get to stay. There you go. Who was that? Who did that? I don't fuck with you. Respectfully, I do not fuck with you. There we go. Is there anything in here? Oh, hello. Hi, Gavlon. Gavlon wheel, Gavlon deal. I can sell stuff to him too. What is that? Increases poise. Good. How much is that? That's all my money. I don't want that. I can, it's a bit pricey. I can get some of these though. I'll get 10. I'll get 9. Okay, there's like a shortcut here now, right? Gotcha. If I go down here. Oh boy. Oh, there are 2 of you. I'm not messing with that. I'm not messing with that. Please. Fuck. No. No. There's the shortcut. There's the shortcut. That's all I want. That's fine. That's fine. I'm alive too. What a great way to kind of conclude the little story. But yeah, he's a fun teacher. He he was very again he was a very He's definitely kind of like as nutty as you would expect him to be. You have this bit where he would just he would scream at a student and tell them to leave the class and just act very mad. And then the kid would get kicked out of class, and then he just kind of and then as like the kid gets kicked out, he would just kind of look at everyone else, and his serious expression would drop, and he just starts smiling and giggling, uh, which is like, kind of evil, kind of sinister. But I always thought it was funny. Um, and there were a few other teachers I want to talk about, but I should probably get to class soon. And this is a good stopping point because I was actually able to get to the shortcut. Anyways, it's an attribute I can level up. Vitality might be good. I'll level up vitality. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. It was fun recording this. I'm glad I was able to re-record this because again, last time I just kind of crashed out playing this game. I just stopped and I just didn't really want to talk anymore. So I'm glad I was able to sort of fix the error of my ways. Anyways, actually, I'm gonna find the other guy to buy from. Hello. So, yeah. The weapons you sell, kind of useless. That's a funny looking hat there. I just wanted, what I really wanted was just a refill on life gems. Now I have 11. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. This will be it for my Drangleic and Yap session. Now I'm gonna head to class. Bye bye.